Well, I did your 2-year-old videos last night, but it was dark out and it was interrupted by a phone call I had to take. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do them again. Finish up your opening and be done for the weekend. Now, woke up today a little sluggish. Not going to lie, a little sluggish. But I'm starting to come around now. It is, about 11:30? 11:30 here on Sunday. I think it's mostly because Amy and the kids are gone. But they'll be back at some point this week. We'll cross paths. It has been a very, very busy last 3 weeks for the McDonald family. I'll tell you that. Anyway, let's talk about the 2-year-olds, AC/DC. So I'm just going to refer to the 2-year-olds as being turned out. As of right now, the plan is to bring them in October the 1st, right? For a lot of these horses, that will be 2 months plus. For some of these horses, it'll be 7 weeks. I think there'll be a couple of horses that will be October 15th, but for the most part, October 1st, they'll all be coming in. AC/DC is one of those horses, as is Aunt Sarah Bianco Spiaggio. I have to call Mr. Swagger and get him sent back over here, to. Oh, that didn't sound good. That's not supposed to come out of your shirt. The shirt might be on its deathbed, I think. Blue Rare. What a good mile from Blue Rare the other day. She had 3 lifetime starts, a 4th, a 2nd, and a 1st. Raced very, very good in her last start. Very impressed with her. Capistrano Nights. I trained her in 2-2 the other day. She was a little rolly. She was a little rough. She's on the right line. But I would like to get a couple of starts into Capistrano Nights. That's the biggest thing, is her immaturity and her lack of understanding of her workload. And that is what I would like to get. It's not that I don't think there's anything waiting for her at the track other than a couple of starts, but they are important. And I would like to get her there. So probably going to train her up real hard this week, middle of the week. I'd like to go a mile and 59 or 2 minutes with her and see how she behaves. Actually, I am not going to the Meadows on Wednesday, and they've moved the qualifiers to Wednesday. I plan on qualifying Royal Duchess. We'll talk about her in a minute. And maybe I'll school Capistrano Nights. That might be the way to go. Captain Doolittle is in the sale on Monday. Both him and Go Strong Hanover, Perfection Hanover, and the Gymboree will all sell on Monday. Cherry's Girl is going to the Poconos next week, and quite frankly, I like Cherry's Girl. I think she's a good filly, and I think she's better than her last start. 2 starts ago when she was 2nd in 56 and showed blood, she raced great. We did put her on Lasix to try and remedy that. There's a few little specks found, but with the amount of blood she had the week before, I guess it's not that shocking. She was a tiny bit flat also, but I think second start Lasix, there's not much point in dropping her down to the Stallion Series. So I'm eager to see what Cherry's Girl is going to do next Sunday at the Poconos. Honestly, if I don't end up, which I'm likely not ending up in PEI, I'll likely make my way to the Poconos to drive her. I like the filly and haven't had the results when I haven't driven her, and I think it's just because I know her a little bit better, but I would like to race her Sunday at the Poconos, so we'll see. Degas is in Monday. Very pleased. I've dropped her and Jolene Hall down. Both are picked to win on Monday. I would happily take the odds and the victory. We'll see. We'll see how things play out, but I think Degas is sitting in a good spot, sitting on a win, as is Jolene Hall. A number of our horses that are in Kentucky, are firing very well, so very impressed and pleased with that. Diosa Della Danza, I know she was flat the other day in her bed. She wasn't flat the other day. Her line looked flat, and when I went to watch her, the video cut off, and Justin said, no, I was run into twice in the mile, and he was. I went back and rewatched it. He was run into twice in the mile. So she did race pretty good, just some bad luck in Urbana. Don't Ask Again will also be going to the Poconos on Sunday. Again, another filly that I think very highly of. I think we're going to school her on Tuesday in preparation of a Sunday start. Dune finished second yesterday. Her arch nemesis beat her again. She has 1 win and 3 seconds to that filly, I believe, in Michigan. Lewayne Miller's filly. Something Victorious. She's a Victorious Lady, or I don't know, something like that. She's a decent filly. Emerald Tom races Wednesday at Northfield in the Buckeye. dropping him down in class, and especially having a week to work harder on his blood. I think this horse will come to life on Wednesday. Go Strong Hanover in the sale. Very rarely in this community you see 3 cars at this stop sign. It's like a super quiet community. Where are we at here? Go Strong Hanover is in the sale on Monday and will sell. Head to know out in the field, as I said, October 1st will be the deadline for a number of these horses to come in. What else do we got here? Hanger 1. I'm going to train Hanger 1 now. I'm not staying to drive Captain Incredible, but I am going to stay overnight in Kentucky on Monday, get up Tuesday morning and go to the track and train Hanger 1. I think he's a very, very nice colt. His blood work did come back with a little elevated GGT, not crazy, but still a little elevated, but he did have some tie up there too, so more than enough reasons for him to be a little flat the other day. We'll see how he trains on Tuesday, and then we'll go from there. He's a Fearless Peter is in Wednesday. You know, his blood is going to be right for Wednesday, so this will be a very important race for He's a Fearless Peter. It could be his last for us, but we'll see. I had to do right by him. I had to give him another chance to improve, and especially when we got his blood work back and saw that it was the weight count was 12.2. It was really, really hard to judge him off that line, or maybe even the line before that. Highest Honors is in here on Wednesday. He's coming in looking good. As I said to Justin jokingly the other day, just not a first over horse, right? Leave, sit, finish. You know, Aaron raced him from the 2-hole. He raced well. Raced him from off the pace where he was, you know, passing horses in the last 3/8 of the mile. That's fine. Just not really the first over type. In New York is out in the field now. He's a horse that might get a little bit more than October 1st. We'll see and bring him in. Jailbird Jog is in Monday. Timmy's driving her. She's got a shorter field, 7 or 8 horses in this field. I think she'll be fine on Monday. JK Maga, our newest horse in the barn, him and Winter Soldier. He was at Tim's yesterday. He'll be training up. Somebody said, well, are you going to get stake races with him? I didn't buy him to race him in stake races. We bought him for his 3-year-old season. I'm going to race him 3, 4, 5 times maybe, depending on how he races and how he feels, and then shut him down to bring him back as a 3-year-old. Jolene Hall picked to win Monday in Kentucky. I really, really like this filly, and I can't wait to see how she does Monday in Kentucky. Judy's money is Tuesday in Scioto, and she is probably picked to win also, I would imagine. So 2 fillies, both are only 2. It's worth noting also, are only 2 ready for monies, and both of them are very, very good fillies. Leland Hanover is at the field. What do we got? Yeah, October 1st will work. Lifting Legend, 2nd in 58-4 the other night, raced very, very good, easily his best race so far, and this is coming off a lifetime win in his second last start, so really impressed with Lifting Legend. Love Sensation in the field, she's an easy October 1st also. Megan's Lucky Day is racing Tuesday in Scioto. I like Megan. I'd like to see a good mile out of her on Tuesday. We'll see how she races. Millie Girl, somebody said, why don't we just turn her out? I'm going to turn her out, but I believe we could get a lifetime mark on her as a 2-year-old. I like the filly. I like everything about her. Her blood work was a little screwed up also, so let's get it right before we start judging how the horses could be and should be, and then we'll go from there. My name is Swaney. Had quite an email thread with my buddy Vince yesterday, a partner of ours on Waney, just explaining, 1, expectations, 2, how tough the Pennsylvania Stallion Series is, right? And this... She could beat them. Yes, she could. If she got the right division, the right draw, the right trip, she could win a Stallion Series. There's no 2 ways about it. And yes, I think there's a very good chance she could be one of our better fillies. You have Perfect Thought, and then everyone else is quite a ways down on the pacing filly side, but she is definitely in the mix. That doesn't mean that she needs to be a sire stake or a stallion filly. There might be 5 divisions of stallion fillies. The first and second in each division are probably the best. So you have 10 total very, very talented Stallion Series fillies. Everybody else are chasing those 10, and everybody else under those 10 are not quite stake horses. They're overnight horses, unless you're waiting for improvements to come on. My name Swaney is a very good filly, going to be a nice overnight filly, and a middle-of-the-road Stallion Series filly, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. What else do we got here? Just so we're clear, Gorgeous Package is the exact same type of filly. She hasn't mauled any Buckeyes that I'm aware of this year, right? Very nice filly, pace 54, 53, pace 51, 52 with Sayota. I'm a little skeptical of those lines, but a solid filly that's going to make a very good overnight horse for us. There's nothing wrong with that. Neuromancer's out in the field till October 1st. Also, Perfection Hanover is in the sale on Monday. Perfect Thought will be racing, I forget what day Megan said. I think the next kindergarten is when we ever schedule for. Obviously, between the Three Diamonds, the Breeders' Crown, the New Jersey Classic, there's like 6 or 7 races, big races coming. So to race her, be in a big hurry to race her in that $10,000 race that moved from Freehold to the Meadows or the Meadowlands is just not that enticing, to be quite frank. Just want to make sure that she's sharp, healthy, and ready to go. And not shockingly enough, come up sick after her last race, and we're trying to get her back perfect, where Megan will. Pretty Eyes and Lies out in the field. Also, Rico Tubbs is picked to win. See how I just scrolled over Pretty Eyes and Lies, and I'll have clients say, well, you just said one sentence. There's nothing really more to say. We turned her out in the field, let her mature and grow up. There's nothing wrong with her, and I'm sure she'll come back in fine on October 1st. Rico Tubbs is in the Poconos today with Ronnie Wren, so good luck to both of them. Riding the Rodeo is in tonight. I think tonight Riding the Rodeo is in. It must be Georgian Downs. So good luck to all my partners with Riding the Rodeo. Rose Run Bobby, October 1st. She's out till Royal Duchess. We didn't take her to Croton because I wasn't going there with Gorgeous Package. Gorgeous Package going to race next weekend. So you know what? We're just going to qualify Royal Duchess this Wednesday at Northfield Park. Royal Flush Dio, October 1st. Simply Chaotic, October 1st. Same with both of them. Solidario races next start. If he doesn't, I would make a prediction. If he doesn't finish 1, 2, 3 next week, he'll be castrated and turned out in the field shortly thereafter. That's as easy as I can put it. Steady Volo raced good also last week. Just gonna tinker with his gear, see if we can't get him squared away. Steph's Hope, she's in Tuesday. I'd like to see a lot more from this filly on Tuesday. Sterling Hanover is back training now. I'd like to see him train myself and then have him scoped and see what the vet thinks of him. But again, it's not so much that we're trying to get him ready. We're trying to finish off his 2-year-old season. We'd like to see him get qualified, have a couple of races under his belt. But that would be predicated on him being perfect, him being ready to roll. And every day, every week, every training mile is one step closer, but it is also at that time we'll reassess the horse also and see how he's coming. Supermind is in tonight with the rail at Northfield. Not my favorite place to leave with Supermind, but we'll see how things play out. Sweet Lake raced good. Very similar situation to Waney, right? Nice filly. A little different in the sense that she's got an incredibly deep pedigree and already has a stake win as a 2-year-old. So her resume is a little deeper, her pedigree's a little deeper, but at the same time, horse flesh for horse flesh, very, very similar horses. Tomboy Strong is racing Tuesday, picked to win in the Buckeye. Both her and Emerald Tom get to drop down into that Buckeye level now, and I think they'll both appreciate that very much so. Uncle Danny tonight, 6-hole. I'm probably going to have to take him off the gate, right? I can't just let him blast out of there. It makes no sense. Let somebody else make a mistake tonight. I think he'll be the name of the game for Uncle Danny. Woodmere Bullet just needs to do a little bit more. Is he a little green? I don't know. I know he's touching his outside knee. I'm not really that worried about that, but it seems to be worrying Bullet. So we'll see what Jamie Smith comes up with respect to Woodmere Bullet. And Xena Kemp, I'll be driving. Xena was quite warm the other day when Dexter drove over. Dexter was leaving last night after the Milstein. I said, hey, that filly, and he looks at me and goes, whew, very hot the other day. I said, remember when we had the conversation, I told you that's why I had the snake cord on her? And he goes, she was really tender in her mouth with the snake cord on, but very hot the other day. Somewhere in the middle would be much, much better. That's where we'll have her this week, somewhere in the middle. So with that, I will let you go. I got your opening to do. Trying to get primed to do the opening. A little lethargic today. We'll get back right in a minute with your opening and then call it quits for your Sunday videos. Take care.